into that savings account, you can write off as if you never earned it, right? So you don't have to pay taxes on it. And and it also has increased interest, and the idea is that it's to encourage you to save. And so you basically have a savings account, which is essentially your own little tax haven, which also has interest, right? Increased interest. So essentially, the Canadian government gives you your own mini tax havens that you can put money into, depending on your credit score, because it's to encourage savings for people who use it or save to do house purchases or whatever the hell.
That sounds like life insurance policies here.
Not exactly. It's different because remember, this is just you're just saying, okay, I'm just writing this off of my taxes. I would have earned this anyway. I earned like 10K. I'm just putting it. It's literally in my savings account, right? And that's just like the whole idea. It's to encourage. But most people
don't
know
get taxed, right? Like we have retirement accounts. We have
but this is specific. We have those. Yeah, we have all those too. But there's like a whole bunch of these smaller eclectic things that people don't know about, and I'm sure there's some equivalent in America, right? And like that's like the whole thing. It's like you can actually cut off a lot of that tax burden, but like the financial laws around tax shit is so confusing, and it's like, motherfucker, they already know if my taxes are filed wrong. Like,
yeah.
Like, just do it for me, motherfucker.
Yeah, it could get pretty complicated sometimes.
Yeah, because I think there's some countries that are like, basically, when it comes to taxes, I think they just like draw it from your bank account and then give you like an itemized receipt.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, do that, please.
Yeah, they just deduct my taxes out of my paycheck.
Yeah. Do you know America takes like a crazy amount of taxes? Like, have you guys thought about like all the different ways that they tax us?
Oh yeah, for sure. About, I mean, relative to other countries, it's pretty good though.
I mean, but
I don't really care how much I'm taxed as long as it's like going into shit that like I think is worthwhile. Like for example, you taxed me like 100%, but I lived in a literal utopia. I wouldn't give a shit, right? It's a utopia, but like it's like, okay, well, you tax me like I'll like as long as I feel like I'm getting my money's worth. Like if you're taxing me like 70% or some fucking ridiculous shit, like effective, motherfucker, you better be like building fucking roads and schools and public libraries everywhere. They better be growing like dandelions, okay, during spring.
Yeah, like in Germany, they have like a 53% tax rate, if I'm not mistaken, and like nobody complains about paying their taxes there because they actually have like a good quality of life.
Yeah, because they don't have to do stuff like, do you want to buy a car? Don't have to, motherfucker. We actually build trains here.
Public transportation is so important.
If you do complain about taxes, well, you can't really say much. At least not out loud, in Germany, like, because of the regime and all, that they still have in Germany.
You know, they study U.S. propaganda in Germany.
Yeah, they do.
They're
actually the foremost authority on U.S. propaganda.
Wait, what's the regime? Like
the whole like governmental like control of people's opinions and shit like that. In Germany. Well, the Germany that I knew of.
Yeah, that's what I'm very confused.
Are you talking Germany are you talking like Soviet? Like before the collapse of the Soviet Union?
Germany?
No, I'm talking about like fucking.
No, when there was like the Berlin Wall, when it was split into East and West Germany. Is that what you're? Are you going that far back? Like, what's happening?
I don't know. I could be.
You might be talking about like. Well, I don't know. Like I was about to say Russia.
Like, isn't Germany still like regime ran or I don't know? Back in
are you referring to like
back in 03 it fucking was.
Or Russia.
Like it was. Yeah, I've been to Germany. Like when I went to Germany, it was like military people standing around all the time with like
Wait, how old are you, if I may ask?
Sub-automatics. What? You know what? I don't want to talk about it. Very
Wait,
old.
no,
Okay.
spill the tea.
You sound really young. I thought you were like, in my head, I'm like, this guy is like 27, 30.
Oh, crap, dude. No, I'm 52.
Wait, when did you visit
Yeah.
Germany?
Back in 03.
That's when I was born.
Damn.
You were born in 03?
Yeah.
Damn, I'm old.
Yeah, you're older.
Jesus.
AF.
Fuck, dude. You're as old as I am out of the military. Oh my God, dude. That's crazy. I'm so old. Oh, wow. I'm going to start forgetting things and pooping my pants.
Wait, okay.
First time I pooped
You
my pants,
forgot,
I'm
like,
jumping out of a fucking window.
2 decades
That's it.
passed from your last visit to Germany.
I'm saying, like, what the hell, dude? What am I getting it mixed up with? I'm getting it
Russia.
mixed up with something.
No, like Russia, like in
No.
Yeah,
No,
everybody in the comments
getting
is like
I'm
agreeing
getting
with us
Germany.
that there's no like totalitarian government there.
I'm sorry. I'm getting Germany mixed up with China.
Oh.
I went to China too. I went to China for like 3 weeks to
China
to
too?
train.
You mean Taiwan? I'm kidding. God.
No, I went to the Dang province. The Dang I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but the Dang province of China to train with the Chinese military. And in the Dang province, they're still like ruled by like the military and the military regime.
Yeah, like, is that like more in the countryside? Because I know, like, if you go more to
That's
like
where
the
the
urban
monks and-
areas, yeah.
Yep,
Because if you go to the
yep.
urban areas, it's more like, oh, it looks like quote the West. But then if you go
Yep.
into the rural areas, you're like, oh yeah, this is a regime.
Yeah, they still have checkpoints and fucking shit like that. Like you go out of
Yeah.
one province into another province and
Like,
they have, like
unironically,
military
there are
checkpoints and
peasants.
shit. Yeah, unironically, there are like whole villages full of like peasants and like the monks live in these beautiful like mansion looking fucking places, and like these long stairs lead to them, and the peasants are all down there like, oh, bless the monks and bless the monks, and then the monks aren't really doing anything for anybody. They just train all the time and like walk around in robes and be really quiet. It's weird.
One
It's a
thing
weird place.
One thing I always find really funny is that people don't realize Chinese isn't an ethnicity. It's like Han, and then like Uyghurs, and then like stuff like that, of which I'm pretty sure the Han is, and like, to basically been systematically wiping out the other ones.
Don't realize that Chinese is not a fucking language. It's just-
Mandarin and Cantonese, yeah.
yeah, exactly. When I hear people say like, "What do you speak?" When you went there, did you learn Chinese? I'm like, no, because
Mandarin?
this is not a language. We're talking
Yeah.
Mandarin, Cantonese. Like some provinces have like their own dialects, like Dengian, like Cantonese, and it's
Mhm.
weird.
Dude, some of them are like, there's such like, it isn't, I think it's like, because Arabic is kind of like this, I think, but I think Chinese is more, or sorry, Mandarin and Cantonese is more like this, where it's like, certain dialects are so complex, like because the language is so complex, certain dialects are so vastly different in how they're trying to like interpret things, you would be like, oh, this guy has like a different implication, even though they're kind of saying like the same thing, and you could get like, it's just insane the amount of detail that you can add into a sentence just because you get to be like, okay, here's like an intonation, here's another thing, here's another. It's like, what the hell? Like, you really get to use like every noise to encode information, and it's insane.
Like in some provinces, like they had automobiles, right? They had cars, right? And they had a name for automobiles, right? And then you go to another province that's like 20, 30 miles away where they've never seen, like some of them have actually never seen an automobile, so they don't have a word for it. So like if you were to go there and say automobile, they look at you like, what the like in their language, they'd be like, what the hell are you talking about? I was like, what is that? It's so
Yeah.
strange. Like
Dude,
same thing in different parts of Mexico. Like Mexico has different dialects of Spanish. and like you could go there and speak proper Spanish from like Spain and not be understood to a certain extent because you don't understand the dialect of Spanish that they speak in that particular like city or town or whatever.
So wouldn't you just
Yeah,
be able
it's
to call that just Mexican at that point? Because that's how language evolve, right?
I
I
guess you
mean,
could. I mean,
yeah, it's just like it's when it happens, I guess. It's just there. I feel like it's usually when you feel like you usually call a language once there's like a separate culture. I honestly, this is gonna sound weird. I don't really know if languages can form like they used to anymore because of the interconnectivity. Like every word is everyone's word. It's more like there's a global language that has different dialects in a sense. You know what I mean?
No, I get what you mean. It's because we're so interwoven with society more than we've ever been before.
Yeah.
But I mean, even then, it's like English and American English are very similar. There's some words here and there that are like different, but if I go to England as an American, I'll probably know 98% what they're speaking. But in the case that you stated, like if a fluent speaking Spanish Spaniard go to Mexico to speak Spanish, and the probable likelihood of them understanding each other is very low. So at that point, it would just be a whole new language. So it would not be wrong to say it's just a Mexican language.
Well,
you
the
also you
the
also have like
I think they
people who
already
are
have
born.
specific names for those languages though, like the
Yeah, they do for the different dialects. Yep, they do.
Yeah.
In Mexico, they have different they have different language dialects that they have actually given names to, which is even
Such
more
as
weird because it's always Spanish, but it's just different dialects of Spanish. Like
yeah.
In Mexico City, they don't speak the same type of Spanish as they do in like Juarez, Mexico. Like it's just more like slang terms and like I guess you could call it gutter language than in Mexico City because Mexico City is more like if you went to Spain, but then
Destination.
if you yeah, exactly. So like, but if you came over from Spain to live in Mexico City, like you wouldn't understand their Spanish as it like refers to Spanish, like Spain Spanish, which is so freaking weird because they're like, and then you got American Spanish, which is
Oh,
different
there's like a
from
funny thing
Mexican
about
Spanish.
like, oh sorry. There's like a funny thing in Canada about like so French people look down on Canadian French because or Quebecois French. They basically see it as like degenerate French. And I find that so funny because I already think French is a degenerate language. Got 'em, French people.
yep.
Got him. They look down on that like the patois also. Like French people look down on patois because it's like a broken French mixed with like a different dialect of French. So they're like, and it's mostly spoke by people who are of the browner skin complexion, if you know what I mean. So they look down on that too, and they look down on that like Geechee from America, that Geechee talk that Geechee kind of French that they speak down in Louisiana and like parts of Florida, because again, it's like spoke by people who are of a lower class or considered a lower class than the uppity kind of French people that actually live in France. So weird, man. Languages are strange, dude.
I think it's interesting because you can see how they like. It feels like what it's needed for them to form is segregation. Oh my god, Story of Babel meme. But like, that's what because like with the changing in Spanish, right? From like the two continents, it's like, oh yeah, at the time it's really hard to transfer information over. Of course, those languages can diverge very quickly because those people can't actually interact with each other, and language is a byproduct of culture because at the end of the day, you're trying to express things and like show or talk about cool things or add to your culture, and you can't do that unless you at some point kind of invent new words, which happens all the time, right? Like, what's it called? A meme. A meme is literally a word that Richard Dawkins made up. A mind gene. A meme. That's like the idea.
Yeah, I mean, we just coin new words, and it would just fall under that language category.
Yeah, but I think like because we're so interconnected, like that, there's only merging to happen. You know what I mean? Which has already kind of happened in a lot of ways. Where like there's like I'm pretty sure Kino, originally coming from 4chan, is because it's in German. It means like cinema or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like it's something like that. But like there's a lot of that stuff where it's like the words are already kind of like merging together. And one thing that I was thinking about recently, I need to rewatch/read Bleach because I did not understand the intricacies of that story as a child, and that story was very, very subtle. So I actually need to revisit the entire thing. And two, I love it. I love Bleach because it's kind of an example of this, where like the different realms and the naming conventions are actually based on different languages, depending on how Kubo felt about the author of Bleach, felt about the languages, right? Like Hueco Mundo is the realm of like the hollows, essentially, and it sounds very Day of the Dead-ish, right? Because it's specifically taking words from those cultures, right? That have that, or what's the other? There's just hell, right? And then there's other stuff like a lot of the crap. Oh, actually, another thing. God, I don't know. There's just so many actually classes of culture that are like I'm thinking about, and because I'm stoned, I can't stick on one topic, and it's diverging into 50,000 different voices all talking to each other about different things in Bleach, the anime, not the Clorox product. Now I'm also thinking about drinking bleach memes.
Oh yeah, right.
Wow, man, your mind should be studied by like doctors and like psychologists and psychotherapists, and we could find a lot of different information that would be very useful. Just studying you for like a year.
Yeah, no, that's my psychiatrist is pushing me to get more brain scans.
Oh yeah.
Because it's like just not even like for me, because I seem to have stabilized. It's just like, hey, it'd be like good like information because you're like a weirdo. And that apparently it's just like because they're like, okay, this is probably like caused by autism, but like it's okay. So basically, the running theory for autism right now, and this is why I think this is why they want to start get a lot more imaging of my brain, is that essentially in autistic people's brains there seem to be more local connections between neurons, but less long distance connections, right? And it seems that when you're very young, you're actually supposed to have a lot of these short distance connections die off, but sometimes they don't. And the reason they die off is it actually kind of is to streamline the wiring, right? For certain processes, walking, et cetera, et cetera. And so for some reason, those may not die. And essentially, my brain, it just seems to have just way too many neurons. Like, it's just overwired. Like, and it's just like randomly wires to other stuff. It's basically just like a messed up ball of wire. And yeah, it's like I have more stuff there per area, but it's harder to work with because it's like, what the fuck is this shit? Also, it makes me a crazy person. Also, it makes me now that I realize, now that I've eventually gotten more of like the diagnostic shit, and I'm like more certain in the confidence, I am actually very sad that I realize that like the way that people see the world is not the way I see the world. Like, I don't like. It's actually so horrifying, that realization, the way they aren't able to see information in that way. And I'm like, because it's like, it's really pretty. It's like gazing into like the most beautiful like painting of the stars. And it's like, damn, I need to get more of this shit. Because life is depressing. And this is the only thing that brings any meaning.
No, yeah. So for me, I'm pretty sure it's not an uncommon experience with a lot of people, but I'll be thinking, I'll talk to somebody, have a conversation, and then something would trigger another really close memory, and I wouldn't say that part, so I go like think of like a train of thought, and then you got the train, right? I jump boxcars and then start talking about the fifth boxcar without talking about the fourth, third, or the second. And they're like, "Where the fuck did you come from with the fifth boxcar?" I'm like, "Oh, here's the connections." And they're like, "Oh, okay, we get it now." It happens quite often.
The thing is, I have like part of my problem is that essentially because of the overwiring, I effectively have some sort of atypical schizophrenia. It manifests as paranoid schizophrenia, so it might be paranoid schizophrenia. I also have general anxiety disorder, so and those exist kind of on a clustered thing. So essentially, a lot of this stuff, like I hate to say it, but like thoughts can splinter and go on their own kind of indefinitely and keep splintering. And sometimes it's like there's so much quote noise in my head it gives me a headache. But like and so I have to like if I'm explaining something to someone, I always have to be careful because I might be jumping around and I'm like, okay, I can see the entire tree, but I haven't given them each leaf or each branch.
Yeah.
And so and what's more annoying is that I order the branch in importance. Like the way that it branches up is not the way you should explain it because it branches up from my epistemology. And so it's kind of like how in math you talk about 1 + 2 + 3. You don't really talk about like, okay, what is the essence of counting? What is a bijective function? Actually, I think we should though, but like that's just me. I might just be crazy. But because people don't learn that way or aren't trained to learn that way, I have to like instead do it differently and like reorder the way it's actually constructed. Kind of like how you use like numbers to describe set theory when you're like but like no, set theory is first, numbers are later.
Oh shit.
Also, I'm just crazy. Coco, what you smiling at, boy? What you smiling at?
I don't know.
Look at me when you talk. Look at me in the eyes.
Can you
I
tell?
put one of my eyes on the thing.
Wait, can you tell? You can sort of tell, right?
Look at me in my eye. Look at me in my eye.
Nice.
Look at my eye.
Your
Look
eyes
me in the eye
are.
and say that. Look me in the eye and say that, Coco.
That's a nice eyeball.
What?
What are these people doing?
Drugs.
No, you can't say that.
No, on TikTok. Say ugh.
Drugs. What?
Pugs.
What?
I don't like pugs.
Me neither. They're gross. I feel bad for them. They actually give me like depression every time I look at them because I'm like, oh my god, this is like actual horrible experiment gone wrong. Like crime of nature was created. Like, bro, please let them breed with other. Don't. Why? I don't even know. It's actually like. It's like peak racism, but for another species.
Oh my god.
By another species.
Can't say this. No, I'm kidding. Oh.
God.
Oh, me, I don't know how I requested O. Sorry, Apollo.
Alright, what do you want to talk about, Coco? What you think about? What you think about what?
What?
You should change the background, Coco.
Coco, you should look at us, Coco. I feel very ignored, and it's making me very sad, Coco. You said you'd get high together, and I'm essentially high alone. Okay?
Like, what do you think?
High alone on my one little stone.
Oh wait.
Here I lie, as your mom I bone.
Oh no, I'm there with you, Nils. Like, it hit.
Yeah, but I don't see the I need a you know?
What?
Holy shit, this really hit.
Yeah.
Bro. I'm just trying to get some Wendy fries, and I don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Oh no, but I don't know. There's not much tonight.
Yeah.
Just chilling. Wait, no, are you in my Discord server?
I don't think so. I don't remember.
No,
I think I
actually,
was.
Wanna-
I think I made a new
wanna hear something?
Discord because I wanted to just like, because I was like, wait, a lot of these it's just like I just wanted to make a new account. So I just should probably add all those things or all the servers I was to
Coco.
before.
Yeah.
Coco, I just got a notification to join your live.
Yes.
Oh, that's weird.
Makes sense.
Hey, Mob.
What's up, Coco?
I said I wasn't interested since, well, I'm already here, so. What's up, Mob?
Interesting anyway.
What's up, Jay?
Mob,
IMO.
I am ascended. Just so you know.
Huh?
I am ascended. Just so you know.
He saw the burning bush. Okay.
Yeah.
And now he's a believer.
Yeah, a little
What
bit.
else to do, Coco?
Oh my god, too much. I always do too much, but it's a good thing. I think I do it intentionally.
Stuff or too much scripture.
Burning scripture.
What does High Coco think about Jesus Christ in the Gospels?
I think he was a poser.
Yeah, I can get way higher than he can.
No kidding. No, I think like maybe he was overrated, you know, because what miracles did he do? Like he turned water
What do you
into
mean, bro?
what?
He took demons out of people. He walked on water. He healed the sick. He brought someone back to life. He healed paralyzed people, people with leprosy.
Well, okay, technically.
Honestly,
And he defeated.
I'm annoyed that they like this is the strongest. This is what you could come up with, Christians. Come on now, especially because like the Messiah in like the Torah / Tanakh / whatever the hell the Jews use that Messiah is such a fucking giga chad, dude. Like it's described like
What does he do?
this guy walks in and everyone's like, damn. Like you're like men, women, anyone of age that can consent will consent and will be impregnated just by their gaze. Like that fucking like that level of like, holy shit, this is the guy, right? Like
Yo.
this is no, but I was like, how could the Christians mistake like Jesus is not this guy. Like this guy was supposed to come in like he's like a 7'7", like he's like Yujiro goddamn Hanma, okay, from the Baki series. Like unironically, like that's what they're like describing, and it's like, what? Like this is not Jesus.
That's fair.
I'm just saying one of them got it wrong, and I'm going with the people who at least at first fucking wrote the prophecy.
Very true. I think like I'm dehydrated.
Should drink some water.
Oh no, I'm not. I think I'm good. I think it's just the smoke. The
Yeah.
smoke. But no, Jesus was overrated. Also, for leprosy, he could have just told everybody to wash their hands. It was just a hygiene thing.
Just to wash their hands.
I don't think that's how that works. I'm sorry.
No, like he could have taught them like better hygiene, and then like hygiene would stop the spread of leprosy. That's how I remember it. I'm also playing Fortnite, and I'm surprised I can still play it in my current state.
Video games are so easy, even stoned AF. I'm just built diff, I guess. I don't know. Get good, kid.
It doesn't slow down your
Actually,
reaction
I just
time.
want to say,
Jesus was a lot more significant than that. I mean, just to be honest, but
I know we're joking. It's
okay, all right,
some of us are. Well,
it's fine. If you're joking, then that's fine. Then I don't need to. I don't need to take it personally. I got on a little late.
I'm just saying, Hatsune Miku has dropped a ton of banger albums. How many albums did Jesus drop?
I don't know. Do unto others. I think that's a banger. I think that's a pretty big banger. Jesus has some bangers. I mean, like, just if you're just talking culturally, if you like a lot of American culture comes from the Bible and a lot of ideas. Even if other people said do unto others, you do unto yourself. That is mainly understood via Jesus. So he has some bangers.
Confucius came from Confucius.
Well, not. I think it points to objective morality.
Damn,
Like,
you're
that guy
dropping.
He was just a vibe killer, okay?
Wait.
I didn't. It was just a vibe killer. I'm sorry.
My God, you can't be just dropping people like that.
Oh wait, you're right. Take away my mod for now, Coco. I'm too stoned for this.
You don't have to. Yeah, it's all good. We could bring him back. Is Jackdaw watching this right now, actually? Says he's one of my...
What the hell was he talking about anyway?
He was talking about the golden rule being spread by Christianity, and therefore somehow it was objective morality.
What? No, that came.
Here, I'm gonna let
Jones around way before Jesus. Like what?
I'll let Jones restate his position. I don't want to misconstrue it.
Yeah. Restate your position. Sorry.
Damn.
No, I'm very comfortable in my perspective. So, but I was saying that, like, even though, and I do acknowledge that other people said do unto others before, do unto others as you have done unto you before Jesus. But even Einstein said that, like, the way he put it was so unique and so powerful that you can even, like, hear the humanity in him. And
did Einstein actually say this? Because a lot of people just make up shit about Einstein.
Yes. I'm a huge Einstein. I've been an Einstein.
Who quoted this?
What? I can't look up an Einstein quote, but you can look it up. I can give you a synopsis. The synopsis is a lot of people have said the words of the Nazarene, but I forget what it is. If you like Einstein, a lot of people have like said similar things to the Nazarene, but what is it? It's something about his humanity. But yeah, but I think few can read his words and deny like he was a person or his humanity. Yeah, it's a real quote. But you want me to
Nazarene
Einstein? Look up Einstein on Jesus the Nazarene existing and his words. That'd be my quickest link to that. Oh my God! I was just trying to make a point, but
okay. Einstein and faith. Let's see.
So I didn't find any specific quotes about Einstein and the golden rule.
It wasn't about the golden rule. It was just about like the words of Jesus.